Right, so the question came up in the October class. It's like the old man class. All guards, just guards is in that class. So the question came up, right? It was two questions. One question was, I can't understand Asiatic and how it correlates. Can you explain that to me? And the other one was
real nigga tripping.
When women abandon their feminine nature, they also abandon the very thing that made marriage attractive. Femininity isn't weakness. Femininity is the soft power that inspires leadership, protection, and provision from a man. When you remove femininity, you remove the magnetism that pulls a man into commitment. Modern women were taught to act like a man, compete with a man, and fight men. Now they're confused why men no longer want to marry them. You can't lead a woman who sees you as an opponent. You cannot protect a woman who sees you as competition. When a woman's spirit becomes combative, a man's instinct to cover her dies. Men aren't avoiding marriage because they fear commitment. They're avoiding marriage because they refuse to fight their own wives every day inside their own homes. Submission is no longer seen as an act of love. It's seen as a conditional trade deal. If you make six figures, if you buy me bags, if you give me a soft life, then I'll submit. That's not submission, that's extortion. Submission is not earned. Submission is chosen. If a woman waits until she receives everything she wants before respecting a man, she never respected him. She respected the benefits. Men finally figured it out. They finally understood. A woman who needs to be bridled into loyalty will betray you when the gifts stop flowing. You can't have the benefits of marriage without the responsibilities. But that's exactly what modern women are trying to do. They want the ring, the wedding, the Instagram pictures, the honeymoon. But what they don't want is the submission, the service, the sacrifice, the loyalty. You cannot have a strong marriage when one side thinks it's optional to obey God's order. You can't build a home when one partner is committed and the other is entitled. Marriage is not a subscription service. You don't cancel because you're temporarily unhappy. American women destroyed marriage by trying to turn it into a me-first lifestyle. And men left the building the moment they realized marriage no longer made them leaders. It made them sponsors. American culture no longer honors wives. It honors rebellion. Music, media, influencers, all telling women be rebellious, be independent, be boss babes, be sexually liberated. Marriage? That's seen as slavery now. When rebellion becomes a woman's identity, submission becomes her enemy. And no man marries an enemy. You can't build a life with a woman who celebrates betrayal. You can't build a future with a woman who despises order. The women screaming, submission is slavery, are the same women crying at 40 with no husband, no covering, and no legacy. They glorify rebellion. Now they're choking on the loneliness it produced. A man's marriage is the most expensive investment he will ever make. And in America, the return on investment is trash. Divorce rates are high. Alimony is weaponized. Child support is extorted. False accusations are normalized. Marrying the wrong woman isn't just emotional suicide, it's financial suicide. Why would a man risk half his life's work for a woman who doesn't even believe she needs to be a wife? Marriage to a rebellious woman is like building a mansion on quicksand. No matter how much money you pour into it, it's doomed to collapse. Good men finally understood. It's better to die single with peace than to live married and enslaved. Modern women are proudly independent until it's time to pay bills alone, raise kids alone, and die alone. They brag about not needing a man, being strong, doing everything by themselves. But their funerals are filled with regret, not grandchildren. God didn't design women to live and die alone. Independence was never the goal. Legacy was. When you reject covering, you reject family. When you reject family, you reject your own future. Men see the warning signs now. When a woman is addicted to her independence, marriage to her is not a partnership. It's a fight for relevance. And no man fights for relevance in his own home. In today's dating market, too many women aren't looking for husbands. They're looking for saviors. They want men to fix their finances, heal their trauma, raise their children, pay their debts, and still be romantic on top of it. A wife is a blessing. A rescue project is a curse. Men are not emotional rehab centers. Men are not financial bailouts. Men are not child support upgrades. Marriage is supposed to multiply peace, not chaos. Good men aren't rejecting marriage because they're afraid of love. They're rejecting marriage because women stop bringing love to the table and start bringing liabilities. Feminism told women, men are the problem. Marriage is oppression. Independence is power. Now those same women are crying for companionship in their 40s. Meanwhile, the very men they despise have moved on, built wealth, found peace, and reclaimed their power. You can't believe men are trash for 20 years and then begging them for commitment when your cheeks start sagging. You can't mock leadership for 20 years and beg for recovery when loneliness sets in. Feminism sold women a one-way ticket to empowerment. It forgot to mention it was a solo trip. Men stopped marrying because feminism taught women how to be everything except wives.
Peace. So in conclusion, right, because he doesn't seem to have a remedy to repair that damage that the colonizer has done to our women, right? But 120 has a conclusion and a remedy, right? So when they because if you look at the lessons and it'll say when they, right? It doesn't. I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't actually say it like that, but when they return back to their original state. See, because it says in First Degree, who's the original man? Original man is Asiatic black man, maker on the human planet, false civilization, and God of the universe. But it also, that implies that who's the original woman? The original woman is the Asiatic black woman, right? So, when we see our lamb's wool here as the beauty standard, see, right now, she's following the colonizer. She wants to make her hair look like the colonizer. She put the snuffleupagus eyes in, and now they don't even want to work out no more and eat right and exact. They just want to eat all the crazy colonizer food and look like whales, and then go and get BBLs and all that other craziness. So when they give all of that up, which is coming, you can see it's coming, right? They going back to the natural hair. That's going, once they go into their natural hair, that's going to change the economics, right? Because those countries and those other nationalities that make money off of us not liking our hair and not liking our features, they will cease to be able to make that economic jump that they have. They won't be able to control the economy like they're controlling it now, right? I'm not trying to pick out any people, but the people who deal with the nails, once we shut them down, what happens? See, the people who deal with the hair, once we shut them down, what happens? You know what happens, right? We've done it before. Look at the Martin Luther King movement, and you'll see what a boycott will do. So when we boycott the colonizer's ideology, right? When we boycott the colonizer's ideology of what's beautiful and what isn't, the men have already did it, remember? If you look back in Malcolm X days, we was wearing perms too. Conk, whatever you want to call it, Jerry curls and all that old shit went down. I think that was the 70s, so the Jerry curls. But at one time we was all wearing afros, remember? We was wearing our hair natural, we was going with the whole natural look. The sisters had the badass bodies and shit. Everything was looking real good for us. And then, by 1969, after the father got assassinated and all those other great leaders got assassinated, and the Panthers and all of them in the 70s, and CONTELPRO, and I mean, we can go all the way back to 1913. That's the year before the end of the double civilization. You can see the fall. See, that's what made me think of, not to jump off the subject, but it's connected, that fall when we start looking at our own resources, when all these other Caribbean countries, when they start looking at their resources, saying there's a lot of Caribbean countries that has more black people than white people in them. And so this here will change the economics. Immediately, knowledge itself changes economics, because what does it make you do? Knowledge itself and automatically makes you say, I need to do homeschool, because my children, I can't have the colonizer teaching my children. It's just not going to work. He's not going to teach your children right and exact. So you want to get out of the colonizer's school. That's part of it. And that way they won't have that pressure on them from the unconscious, telling your daughters to put perm in their hair and all of that, or the straightening shit and all of that. They don't think that the standard of beauty is their natural hair, how it looks naturally. But you don't see the other nationalities looking at their hair as if it's not the beauty standard, because it's still, at the end of the day, the other nationalities, their hair is some form of straight, right? And we the only people on the planet that have the lamb's wool hair. That's why when they be trying to say, oh, we're from the Alaska to Chile, but we not Africa, and that's a play on words. Don't use that. We all got lamb's wool hair, and so we all really the same people, because even if we go back 50,000 years ago and do the excavation sites and we find the original man in the wilderness of North America, we also know he came from what they call Africa today, Akabulan, Asia Minor, however you see it, right? So we know the planet is Asia, and then we know we Asiatic. And so even in the Kabbalistic tree of life, it speaks on the word Asia and Asiatic being an ancient word and not some new word. The devil just used it the way he used it, and people adapted to how he used it. And so that's why you think of Asia as Asia and not Asia as the planet. All right? So that still goes back to the woman. That's why we said Earth, her nurturing ability. She's losing all of that because she's been following the colonizer. Now, I'm not blaming anyone. I ain't blaming people. I'm blaming us. We shouldn't have been following the devil. And I'm out. Peace. Divine understanding, born of light. You know we do it. Set the record straight. Ain't no free Asiatic. Son of man said it. But like I said, the conclusion. What will repair us? 120 will repair you. Mathematics alphabets, 120 lessons. Man, then you get your 12 Jews. That will repair the whole household. Just follow those degrees, right? How to eat to live, book 1 and book 2. That changed the household's food source. No grain, no starch, no soy, no dairy, no sugar. Get that out of your world. See what I'm saying? We be back in effect. No perms, none of that weave shit. All that, throw that out. That's gone. Let that go. She'll be back in effect now. Once we and her, original man, original woman, once we really come back together and all this, she bringing the devil in, and you didn't do it, I said do, and I'm going to call the white man on you. And once you get rid of all that and all that shaky stuff, you know that feeling, and I'm going to do this, and I know who could check you, and all that. They got to get rid of all of that. Right? And I'm not saying that the sisters who have knowledge of self haven't already gotten rid of that. But they're not the majority. Just like the people who got knowledge of self that is men, we're not the majority. That's why we still stuck in this shit with them. Right? With those who don't have the knowledge of their self and the culture and the creed. Divine understanding, born of law. Peace.
Don't eat the swine. And everything else. No, it's saying, don't eat no sweat, don't eat no crab, don't eat no this food. Crab, lobster. Yes, I make that seafood. Don't eat no butter because the way skin, so this ain't bad, it's going to go right into it. Fish out skin, get bad. You let it point to go in there, have texture. And don't eat the old, eat the young. then you eat up and you don't eat it all, period. But you take on animal protein, so you're still part of the human being system. Now you eat meat, but eat the fat. And now it's good for you, good for me too. What's the best kind of meat? Beef, lamb, fish, certain fishes. Then we butter fish. Because animal protection. Somebody, the poison going to the fish. You better fish the scale and the poison going to the other. So we chew over 150 pounds, but most people come over 150 pounds. How do you know? Well, I'm telling you, most of the come, so a lot of people know. Many kinds. So we butter beans, so we collard greens, because it belongs to the wheat, man. Eat the white cat because it's left in the mouth. The spinach, the broccoli, eat that. Cauliflower, eat that. Eat the certain food you have to eat. You got the same nose in what? There. No medication can save you. So that's their business. That's their business. Don't worry about them, don't you eat it. That's why I want men and women not to build up these things. Food can't hold a baby. Can't hold it. So don't worry about the other people. All you do is tell them. Save yourself. Live on you can. Now when I do stop eating these, I feel like I got to stop taking away. This. Because the food can have nothing to eat on. It eat me up. And the main thing you got to understand, this is why President Johnson that time had an operation on his hand, you know. And they moved here. And when they showed him up, it wouldn't stay together. Why? Because decay. You know what I mean by decay? It won't stay what? Together. It's not solid. Decay, so when you store it together, you find something they store together. They do a bad what? God keep breaking what? Open. The thread keep pulling apart. When the acid tighten up, you come right on what? Right on the won't close up. Why? Decay. Why do you think people get old? Do you think when you get old you call it a blessing? Or do you call it a blessing when you get old? That's no blessing. That's long suffering. Well, everybody gets old. So we do it. I'm not going no more, Father. I'm standing like this on me, understand bone. I'm not going no further. If I do want to go further, then I know how to kill myself by taking on the wrong what? Doing the wrong what? Thing. That's how you get old. Not me. Not me. Not me. I know it. Because I know what it is for me. I know it's for me. Anybody won't change? Not mine, because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to talk about no one. I'm just going to tell you what they do. And you can't bring no accusation against me. I'm only telling you what they did because I'm studying them. And all things were put forth before I came forward myself and the knowledge of let them know. So I tell them all about them, they can't tell me nothing about me. I'm in this week today of Lord God. And what they going to tell me about me, not tell them all about themselves. I can show all the religious man that he never led anyone to God. No, the Pope, everybody, they all died. And all the people in the Bible died. Now, where are they? Where are they? The only way you will find God, you keep on reproducing until you make yourself known. And the Pope, they Pope the intercessor to God, that it shows people. Have it. He lies to them, he fathers God. Where is it? Where is it? They make me sick. And they talk about people. The religious people talk about people. What's meant to be is meant to what be. If it wasn't meant to be, would it ever be? Would you see it, huh? So don't talk about nothing. As life change, you change. If you don't change, you're going to die. Change with the young people. If you stay around young people, you stay young. Two old people ain't telling the two people how to do. I don't want nothing old. I don't want no old woman. I'm going to keep young with you. I don't know what you want. What you want. I don't want none. No old woman. You can have one. I want that. I want to be around young people that keep me active. And they always bring me something to tell me. So know what I do? I sit right down like a Barry. He's the head of the chief, the head of the force staff, and always set like wow. And they bring them back all the information just sitting right there. But it's the same thing I do. They go out and bring all the information, tell me how y'all feel it. That's good. Because they educate. You know that. It's like a chaplain. They say, come on, come fast to me. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Don't tell nobody, but you can make known to the people what people are what talking about them. Show kids.
Who's that?
Bad Gallery.
Some names for the foundation.
The best one. You just sit there and all them come with information. You sit right there. And he don't write nothing down. He's so intelligent, he don't write nothing down. He put it all in his mind. And isn't that the most intelligent man? If I sit in there with information, he can't put it on paper. He must carry it in his mind. Because if someone takes the paper, they will have everything they want. Now, if you don't tell them, they wouldn't know where. Nothing. This is why that YouTube power was a disgrace to the United States of America. He had everything that'll take his life. And he come back home, he got his voice with his wife. He's going to pray. That's where he's going to go, but he wasn't a man. If his brother to take his life, it'd be a disgrace. That's why his wife left him. Nobody else don't believe him. That's why she left him. He wasn't a man. He take on a job like that and then won't carry through. He wasn't a man. You don't find many Russian people today. And the women are strong like the men. The woman in the United States of America, they dominate that man because they can put you in jail. They put you in jail, and they got 30 minutes to try the order. Women are something else. Then the men wind up killing the women, bow, blow his head off. A woman couldn't get me to kill her and make me go and suffer behind prison. I'll go have her arrested, but your dead woman leave me what? Alone, I take care of the baby. Just give me a job. You think you get me to kill her? Not me. Not me, no. That's why I said all
Shit, so respecting my health. Me being Dorish, them cause I've been dealt. Bloodline 50, hard to swallow out of self. Best no bunny, let the cash make up. Corny as fuck, that's that shit that I love. School me that, let's take a swim with the one. She know she can't help it, Jet Lee, I'm the one. Swim with my missus, a beautiful swan. Kiss on the box, take a shot at